Hey everybody, this is Jim Jeffries. Welcome to Talking Shit. As always, we are low on donations, and we haven't. Have you noticed we've got no advertisements on at the present moment?
Yeah, donations aren't coming through either.
We haven't had a donation for a very long time. The show is suffering.
Yeah, it's coming out of our pockets again.
Coming out of our pockets. We are back to zero. I'm being serious. Although there is, we did spend some of the money go-karting for my birthday.
Yeah, but please donate. You know, it's not so much a donator. You're like a member of the show then, and you get DVDs, CDs, T-shirts.
I know
posters,
what you're thinking. There are kids in Africa that can't go-kart, but we're not in Africa.
Yeah, fuck those kids in Africa, and fuck you. Sorry you didn't get to go go-karting. It was really, really fun, and I beat Jim again.
It hasn't actually happened yet, but we're
just predicting.
We're doing that. Who wants to do that on the 14th?
Yay!
And the Leak's not allowed to come.
All right, so
Leak's on a date with Neil Brennan on the 14th. It's Valentine's Day.
Jim, where are you gonna be comedy-wise? What are you doing?
I'm gonna be at the Aladdin Theatre in Portland.
Don't pass up the other one, Jim.
I'm at.
Say it.
I'll be at Bananas Comedy in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey.
Jim hates bananas.
Yeah, but it's also just New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I'll be there, and then in Aladdin, I'll be at Seattle. I'll be at the Moore Theatre on March 3rd. I'm going to be at the Borgata on March 23rd. I'll be at April Foolishness on April 7th. And I'm doing some shows in Washington in a theater around April as well.
Okay, and I'm going to be in, if you're listening to this right now, I'm in Adelaide. I'm not here. I'm in Adelaide, Australia at the Fringe Festival. Go to adelaidefringe.com.au to get tickets. I'm at the Arts Theater. Also, I'm going to be in Ann Arbor, Michigan, March 22nd to 24th. March 30th, I'm doing the Alice Morning Show in San Francisco. I'm doing their big comedy fucking show at Bimbo's. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be
Bimbo's.
big. March 30th. April 7th, I will also be at April Foolishness for K-Rock, the Kevin and Bean show, their big show at the Gibson Amphitheater, and that's April 7th. So you can get your tickets on the K-Rock site. It's probably already sold out.
It will sell out. It's a big crowd there, but yeah.
All right, but we've got an amazing guest. This one's exciting. I couldn't be happier. So stick around this episode. We've got Kato Caitlin.
Dun, 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 dun.
Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, all their mouths. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talking Shit with Jim and Eddie. I just want to read this guy's biography very quickly. He started doing stand-up underground. He had a role in Lucky Louie. He had a heroin addiction and these days works as a male prostitute. Wait a minute, I'm reading Rick Shapiro's biography from the episode before.
Nothing like Rick.
Very similar, Kato. Very similar.
Different heroin.
Yeah, but we have Farside as our intern, and he types up bios on our guests for us.
Wait a minute. I'm just reading your biography here. Did you know O.J. Simpson?
I knew O.J. Simpson.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wait. How?
I knew him from the good years, actually. You know, O.J., I lived...
And from the stabbing.
The stabbing, right.
You knew him back then.
Jim, I think he's guilty. Yeah, I do. I didn't see it. I think he's a guilty guy.
Like, had you met him or you really knew him?
I thought you were on his side. I thought you were saying he wasn't guilty.
No, I was a prosecuting witness. But the prosecution used me as... They tricked me and made me look like I was on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
we've already said that.
Hey, if anybody murders out there, you can rent me as a witness. So
wait, the best part is,
I do only murder trials.
Kato, what year did the OJ trial happen?
The murder trial happened in 94. 95 is when the trial was. The murders in 94.
This tells you what kind of girls I hit on. I'm telling girls, I'm like, we've got Kato Caitlin on this week, and they're like, who's he? And I'm like,
exactly.
Are you the OJ trial? And they're like, what trial?
Eddie's trying to say that he hits on young girls, but the real answer is he just hits on stupid girls.
Yeah. You got to go with Casey Anthony for your girls.
Yeah,
you got to get a different murder trial, man.
They wouldn't even know that. Listen,
they wouldn't know that.
When Casey Anthony was happening, did you think to yourself, going, not as good as sequel?
Yeah, exactly. You know, Jim, it's so funny because when Casey Anthony's happening, everybody calls. Nancy Grace calls, and Dr. Drew, I did a ton of shows of my expertise on trials. So I swear to God, it's like, please, yeah, okay, I'll do the trial.
And did you get paid for those like Nancy Grace?
No.
Oh, you don't? Because I think that'd be a good career thing. You'd be like,
no pay. Just
what's it like talking to her?
that tot killer, the mother, she's guilty. That girl, she's a guilty lady.
She's intense.
She
man.
is so intense. And the funny thing is, Nancy Grace used to hate my guts.
Yeah.
I met her in person, and we became friends, and And then I did a Dancing with the Stars video with her, and Nancy and I stayed in touch.
She's a nice person.
I love Nancy.
Okay,
I love her.
Right,
A lot of
but-
people hate her, but you got to get her.
Yeah, I
side.
think she's a cunt.
Yeah, no kidding. And,
for all
but
our-
she's got so much power.
But she always talks on her show. She always gets people ring in and they lick her ass constantly.
Yeah.
They ring in and they go, Nancy, I just want to tell you what a great mother I think you are, and those kids are so lucky to have you. Now, Casey, like, who gets complimented on being a mum?
Yeah, and she convicted Casey Anthony all because of her. Before the trial started, everybody said, Nancy Grace says you're guilty, so America went behind Nancy Grace and convicted her.
And
she got off, by the way.
And we all know that she only got off because she was white.
and hot.
Which is,
Yeah, she was hot. I'll tell you.
But I really want to get to this.
If the
Farside, Farside wrote up his bio, and for our listeners that aren't smart enough or old enough to know, I need to read it just because Farside, the way he wrote up his bio. This is Cato's bio. Since he broke onto the nationwide screens in the 1990s, Cato's appeared in films like Pauly Shore's Dead and Perfect Fit, as well as several guest appearances on Mad TV with Bobby Lee and his testicles. Although they have never done a scene together. He's also known as being a house guest at the Simpson house the day OJ decided to wear gloves that didn't fit. Cato has gone on record saying to the guys of The View, some of them it's true, the guys of The View, that karma has put Simpson in prison today. Hopefully someday when Eddie kills everyone, Jason will be able to act as a witness and get the starring role in The King of California 2 as head cashier. Now Cato is hosting a show on filmon.com called Tailgating with Cato.
It's gonna be it's Jim that does the killing.
You think?
It's Jim that's gonna be on the big national trial.
Yeah, but his
like
was
it always sounds like that. It didn't sound any different this time than the last time.
what are you talking about?
Yours would be a crime of passion, though. You would
Yeah.
kill.
But yeah, I'd get a bit of press. If
You
I
would
killed
just
someone.
choke too hard.
Yeah.
I've got enough TV credits to get a bit of press. if
And
I
you'd
did
be
it.
like Cato because you live in the guest
Yeah.
house.
I heard a thump.
Were you living with?
No, I wasn't living. I was living on his property. There was bungalows. I was in one of the bungalows.
How many bungalows did he have?
Like 5.
Who's in the other ones?
Dead bodies.
Dead bodies. Cannibals. Hannibal Lecter had a bunch of them. OJ had his daughter,
Right.
and the other ones are open. So it was like if guests are going to stay the night, they could stay in a bungalow.
Jason's like, who lives there now?
And the funny thing, the great thing is that everybody, if the murders never happened, everybody wants to live in a guest house. It was in Brentwood. It was beautiful.
This is a guest
So-
house.
Yeah, so it's very cool to have a guest house. So obviously, it's just
Yeah.
it's not cool when
Now, they smashed that house down, right?
someone bought it and smashed
Bulldozed
it
it.
completely down.
Yeah, that should have been a museum.
Oh, what? Oh, just because they wanted to build another
To
house.
stick-
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to keep the stigma of the whole OJ thing.
Yeah, but
But
there's-
he didn't kill in the house. He went over to where she was.
Yeah.
and that place still exists.
See, this is
Yeah,
the thing
someone
is,
bought-
the thing is, I'm trying to buy a house at the moment. So I'm going around trying to buy a house, and then like sometimes you'll see something and it'll be like a little bit cheaper, and someone will go, oh, maybe someone died in there. I don't give a fuck. I stay in hotel rooms. Like something like 80% of all hotel rooms have had a suicide in them. I'm all right. There's no such thing as fucking ghost killing.
80% of all hotel rooms have a suicide.
Yeah, I've had a suicide in them. Yeah.
85% of the Best Western.
No. No. They've all had
They
suicides.
say
in them.
Motel 6 is the top.
That probably.
I'm telling you.
For
I'm
the
t- oh no,
internet.
I got,
Well,
sorry.
we've talked about this
Sorry,
before.
I got
Why don't
this wrong.
people spend a lot of money
I got this
when
wrong.
they
I got this
are
wrong.
going
I
to die?
got this wrong. 85% of suicides happen in hotels.
Oh, that
Right.
makes sense.
right.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
said that wrong. Right.
I was
Because
like,
people go to.
I was like, fuck, I'm in hotels a lot. Like,
I moved into an
snuck
apartment where the
but-
guy died that I knew.
but even by that statistic, most hotel rooms you've been in has had a suicide.
Okay.
And I know the guy that bought the property of Sharon Tate, the whole Manson murders.
Does he still live in it?
Oh,
Yeah.
you know
Well, no,
there's-
it's all looked up, but I've been. It's amazing place that he has.
Yeah, red walls.
do you know one of the murders was just like one street over?
Really? One of the
Like, well, 2 streets over. Rich's, Rich Ragsdale.
Yeah.
Or
For
whatever.
one of the Manson murders.
two doors up from him is where one of the
I like how
Manson murders.
Jason started to scramble a bit because he knows Cato's going to call him on this.
No,
No, I didn't know
no,
because-
because I said someone's name, but like up the street from 2 doors up from
Yeah.
his house is like where one of the murders happened.
Eddie, try to explain it to one of your girls now. Go back to those murders. Remember Charles Manson? Who?
They'll be like Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, Marilyn killed. Who? Dita Monteith?
Yeah. I fuck such old women that I'm hearing about what Daddy Warbuckles did. Not Daddy
Fatty,
Fatty
that was Fatty Arbuckle. That was the original crime of the century. Was Fatty Arbuckle?
Fatty Arbuckle. If you know this crime, didn't you? Like there was just a party, there was a rape, and there was
yeah.
a thing, and like he mightn't have done it, but it ruined his career. He's the biggest star in the world.
You know, it's kidding because when I walk around, people used to say back in like the 2000, 1999. They go, hey, Cato, did he do it? And it's like, since then, there's been like 5 NFL guys that have murdered. I go, which player? Honestly, it's like amazing how many football players have been charged for murder.
What's amazing, Cato, is everywhere I go, you know fucking everyone. You are the most connected person that's ever lived in Hollywood.
Can I get drugs off you, Cato?
No, I don't need no drugs. No drugs. You can get. I know a lot.
You can organise it.
I can make. I know people that can get you drugs.
Yeah.
He just pointed to Jason.
As far as I have, probably secrets.
You know what's great about Jason? He could never be convicted of a crime because his fat hand would never fit into a glove.
What I want to know is, how did you get to be in the guest house at OJ's? How did you?
The whole thing happened when I knew.
Because he stabbed this girl earlier that night, and he needed somewhere to hide and blame a black man.
End of story. This guy knows it already. Page 1, page end of book.
It writes
I got
itself.
it. Was just I was in Aspen, Colorado with a buddy of mine. He's an actor. Won't mention names. And Nicole at the time was divorced from OJ, and we all hung out. And
How
I was
can I get
living
her
with most
number?
of the-
She looked nice. What happened to her?
She died.
Oh, that Nicole. I call her Nikki.
So I went to Aspen, Colorado. We all hung out, and when I came back here, I was living in Hermosa. Met her, and my buddy was kind of dating, and next thing I was at her place on Gretna Green, not on Bundy. Gretna Green, she had this huge guest house. I said, who's renting it? Got that guest house, and then her and OJ started dating again, and she got into a regular house on Bundy, and OJ said, come into my bungalows. That was it.
Like he
Became friends.
he
I was
said it?
very good friends, and I'd never worked for OJ or Nicole. I was in a casting business,
Right.
and
I thought you were an actor at that stage.
yeah, actor.
Yeah.
I've had
Casting also?
so I could cast myself in the film. So
Sure.
I did. I get day. I kept my insurance, so I always got like a 2-day role in all these B films. But I did a lot of these like Harry Hamlin films and Lorenzo Lamas movies. So I had a ton of those getting 1 or 2 day parts. But anyways, I became friends with OJ then, and then the kids. He had the kids at the young time. They named the dog Cato. The dog's name was Cato, so when the dog died, everybody thought I had died. But so that was the whole thing. I was sort of endearing, and it just was.
When was the last
friend-
time? When was
But
the last time
you paid rent there, right?
Yeah, I did. I
Jason,
took a
do you
beating.
see how it
I
works?
took a beating with all that. So, everybody
so-
said, "No, I never. I always
Yeah.
paid."
So
See,
when
Jason lived on my couch for how long?
2 years.
On and off.
On and off for
Oh,
2 years.
But that's cool. I would always give. I wouldn't make you pay. I mean, not now. I live with someone.
Wait,
But-
Cato, sorry, he's out of a place. He
No,
needs a
no,
place. to
Cato.
go.
No,
Cato.
we're
Can you
Twitchy.
imagine if you lived in the guest house at Cato's?
Yeah. God,
That'd be awesome.
I'd be doing good if I had a guest house. That sounds great.
We got
That'd
some-
be
we had some- we had
hilarious.
some
Was it
crack
mine
in.
or no? That wasn't mine.
Your pop.
That was yours then. So when was the last time you talked to OJ?
God, 1995.
Like,
at
did
a
you talk
trial.
like after the trial? You never
No,
like
never did.
golfed
I'll tell
with
you
him?
the greatest story. But it's funny you said that. I was golfing with Norm MacDonald.
Right.
Norm and I are golfing in Pasadena in like 97, 98.
Funniest
Yeah,
man
yeah,
It's
alive.
a great story. And
going golfing. I just did Cliff Clavin.
You did.
Yeah, so the golfing course is 18 holes, but originally it was 19 until the Nazis. Anyway, go.
so we're golfing, and the girl I was dating at the time was in the clubhouse, and she calls me on the cell phone and says, "You won't believe who's trying to hit on me right now." I go, "Who's there?" And she goes, "O.J. Simpson's in the clubhouse. He's trying to hit on me." I go, "This is hysterical. This is amazing that he's trying to do this." So I tell Norm, and Norm just started cracking up. And
Oh yeah,
we're
because
on the
Norm
golf
had all
course.
those problems with OJ with SNL.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and
Yeah,
the Don Olmeyer. Was
Norm
the-
couldn't stop making OJ jokes, and the head of NBC
That's right.
was friends with OJ Simpson and kept telling Norm to stop, and Norm would just do more. Every week they'd be like, "Don't do OJ jokes," and it got to the point where Weekend Update was just 12 OJ jokes.
yeah. And so I didn't see him there, but she came out in the golf cart and she was freaking out.
See, that's got to be, if you're OJ Simpson, hitting on girls after that case, that's got to be the hardest come on ever.
You got to have the best lines.
You
to be
gotta
an
have
actor.
the-
Yeah, but
Yes,
I was somewhere.
but he-
You'd have to find girls that were really sad, a bit suicidal.
Nobody converts. I was somewhere and some girl goes, "Oh, that girl, she fucked OJ," and she was so proud of it. I'm like, "She fucked OJ," and this is like after, and I'm like, "What? That like how terrifying would that be?"
I don't know. I
Well,
hear his cock's
yeah.
very big. I hear it's worse than being stabbed with a knife.
No, but it's so funny that he gets to these girls, and every girl that he got always ends up making a 911 call. So it's got to be like, I'm with O.J. Simpson, a 911 call. It's
He's
sorta
got
like
he's
the
got to
girl
learn to break
plans it.
fingers.
Yeah, is it gotten to the point where it's like the little boy that cried wolf, where they're like, "Oh, come on, He's not that bad.
I loved when he went in to get his memorabilia back in that hotel.
That was an awesome story.
Oh yeah. I
Because
always
the
said
guy
that.
bought it fair and square, and he just went, "You taking my stuff, bitch?"
That's a fucking great story, and a lot of people don't know that, like how that transpired. But basically, these guys riled him up. They're like, "OJ, he's got your shit, and we're going back." And like, if I was OJ, I'd be like, "All right, you guys go get it for me."
Yeah.
And
sounds
OJ's like, "No, I'm fucking going with you. I'm going in."
yeah. It's like a prank that backfired, like the ultimate punked. Doesn't it sound like that?
But
OJ, and you
that must be how invincible he thinks he is. You know, that he's just like, fuck, I murdered people and I didn't go to jail. I can just break in and point a gun at somebody. and
Yeah,
get
yeah.
my shit
Did you
back.
ever fuck Nicole?
No,
Oh,
No,
it's a
no.
shame.
never did.
She
Never,
was
it
super
wasn't-
hot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's not like you're
extremely,
gonna
but
get
it
the
wasn't-
chance now. It's over.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It wasn't in Nicole. I'm like younger.
Oh,
How hot's her daughter?
OJ's daughter? Did you ever have a go?
She's 18 by now, right?
Oh, you're talking about there's a few daughters.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen her in a while.
Mixed
But she
race,
made
I like
911
that.
calls
Oh,
too.
She did?
Yeah.
About
Cindy
OJ?
made- Yeah, about OJ, about the illegal DirecTV or something. Oh no, she called. She couldn't get something on TV, so she actually called 911. Said her dad's being mean.
Well, I tell you what, hell of a footballer. Hell of a footballer.
And amazing in an airport, the way he can run.
He's
Farside,
amazing.
can you Google OJ's daughters? We want to see how they're looking.
I got a
Yeah,
good
I wanna see. I
Farside
haven't
story
seen it
too.
forever. I haven't seen him forever.
Was that okay? And answer me seriously on this. Was that a good time for you? Like this is fun, like the notoriety, or was that the
Nightmare.
worst time in your life? The court.
It's a
case?
double-edged sword, but no, completely. It was. It's so funny because in 1994, I just did a screen test for Dumb and Dumber. Not that I was going to get it, but I got to that last call.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
That's
and so I
all
got
I've
the
ever
last
been.
call, and that week the murders happened and everything was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to an academy for acting for 7 years, but who cares? And the thing was, it just your life, it's over, and you become a curiosity. That's it.
Yeah.
So I knew it, and now it's just
But-
this whole thing different. I'm just.
But
you know,
that feeling when it first happened and you got the call, like I know whenever I get in fucking trouble, it's always like this
yeah.
feeling of like, oh, this is just the world's gonna
the
end.
worst. My stomach is screwed up forever because of it. I'm not kidding. It was being on call, being in the courtroom. You know, you got there at 6 a.m. or so.
You
had to
spent
stay
how
in the-
long were you in court? How many?
I testified 7 days, but I was there for you never stop going down there. You're on call.
Was that like a year long or?
Trial was over a year, and then another trial was about another year. The civil trial.
And you had to be there all the time. So
not
how-
all the time, but I
Okay.
had to be on call, and then I would be down there, and they would not get to
You
me.
probably
So-
got paid like
You weren't allowed to-
$12.
I never got the check.
You-
I'd love to get that. Be a great collector's item.
You weren't allowed to get drunk, I imagine, while you were in court, because that would have been awesome just to show up, just
Yeah,
like
no.
wearing one
Yeah,
glove.
I could only
and-
take the fifth, not drink the fifth. But thank you. No, but seriously, you can't drink, you can't do anything. And I had to hire a lawyer. I had to have, someone, because it was the first time in my life I'd been in court for anything, not even parking tickets. I swear to God, I was freaking out.
Yeah, you had to hire a lawyer because there had to be a little part of you that was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get linked to this shit."
Yeah, I know.
You went to McDonald's with him earlier that
Yeah.
night, didn't you?
The whole
I thought
thing
you
is,
did it.
The thought.
What did you order at McDonald's?
I had a chicken sandwich.
If you said fillet of fish,
Guilty.
then I would have been like, he's lying
Yeah,
because
yeah.
nobody orders the fillet of fish.
I, don't know,
I
it
do.
was- it's amazing too because
I have about one a year.
When I was a kid, that was my favorite sandwich, the filet-o-fish.
You know what I don't like about the filet of
awesome.
fish?
'Cause
They
it's not
give
real
you
fish.
half a slice of cheese, like a rectangle of cheese, not a square of cheese. Because I used to work at I used to work at McDonald's for many 2 years, from 14 to 16. I worked at McDonald's, and I worked in this.
here.
No, in
California?
Australia. In Australia. So I worked in this McDonald's in Australia, and I just realized very quickly that there's not much room to move in that company as a 14-year-old. You're on the same wage, and I thought if I start like showing them that I'm mildly intelligent and not a fucking mong like the rest of them, they'll give me other jobs to do. So what I did was I got really good at the fillet of fish station because that was the quietest, and I just couldn't make a Big Mac to save my life. The buns would be in the wrong order. They'd move me back over to fillet of fish where I was happy, where I had to make 6 sandwiches a day.
Oh yeah, because nobody orders the.
Is the when you were at McDonald's in
I
Australia?
got fired for eating
do they
nuggets.
look down on you, or is it a
No, they make
okay.
like $20 an hour there.
No. This is back when I was 14. I was making $4.50 Australian an hour.
But was that minimum wage at the time?
For a 14-year-old, it was, but it was a good ass fucking.
Just 14, you get work. You can't be 14.
Yeah, I don't think in
working.
America they let a 14-year-old.
Did I tell the story about the car stealing?
No.
Oh, this is good. I worked at a butcher's. Did I tell it on the last
Yeah, you did.
episode?
You tell that story.
No, tell me. I don't know how many. You worked at a butcher shop too?
I worked at a butcher's shop, and I started on last time. I'll just tell it very quickly because for Cato.
Oh yeah, I know the story.
What happened was I was working in this thing. There was 3 16-year-olds that worked there. Me and another kid from a school, and this posh kid from the private school up the road. And the posh kid kept on talking a big game about how he used to do this fucking graffiti and steal cars. And we were like, "Fuck off! You're full of shit." So we got the keys to one of the butcher's cars. And we went, oh, come on, we'll steal a car then, thinking he's going to chicken out, right? And I got a coat hanger and acted like I was unlocking the door and actually turned the key, and we got in, and we thought that we were about to turn around and go, ha, we're kidding. We got the keys.
Just to see if he'd play along.
Just to see
if he'd panic.
He jumped into the back seat, pulled a flick knife out, and started slicing up the roof and all the things.
That's great stuff. I love it. Did you guys admit it to the guy?
Oh, fuck, Jesus. It's a good story even the second time.
I know. I love it. I love the story. My uncle, actually, I'm from Milwaukee originally. There's meat. He's a butcher. But you know he's a good butcher when they're missing
because he
fingers.
hides his wife's body?
No. He's a butcher. But how many fingers he's missing? He's missing 4. He's got 1 finger left.
He's only got 1 finger left.
1 finger left. Oh, he's dead now.
We had a shop teacher.
I swear to God, he had 4 fingers from being a butcher.
We had a shop teacher.
Nubs.
We had a shop teacher who was also a football coach in high school who he was my football coach, and he only had 4 fingers. One was missing, or 3 fingers and a thumb. 1 finger was missing, but it was like, it's so cliche for a shop teacher. And we asked the question, like what happened, and an older guy knew. He's like, oh yeah, I was in the fucking class. He goes, he was just going through a bandsaw, and it fucking blood starts squirting everywhere. And when somebody cuts a limb or a limb finger, you take it with you to the hospital. They sew it back on. He just threw it in the wood shavings and went, fuck, we better get this bandaged. But just threw his finger away, like, fuck it.
I've seen it. I saw a butcher lose the top of his fingers, man. It's fucking terrifying when you hear that scream. I'll tell you the worst thing to working in a butcher. This is something that you wouldn't know about, like, unless you've experienced it, right? The worst smell on earth. The worst smell on earth is, right, if you're...
Jason in the morning?
No. This thing is like you have to leave the room for 2 hours. It's fucking over. If they're cutting into a bit of meat, and this can happen to you just when you're eating.
You told us it's the pus.
And they hit a cyst that's inside the muscle, and that pops open, and the animal's been dead for fucking a week or whatever. That's the worst smell you'll ever exist.
Wait a minute, is that a food that people are eating?
Yeah, like sometimes when you're having like a chicken fillet burger from fucking KFC, there could be a cyst inside there. There's no way of telling. That's just the fucking mystery of life, Cato.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like these things can happen. You'll get very sick, and there's a 1 in a billion chance, but it could happen to you.
And you get sick, you get the disease, right?
Yeah,
Whatever's in the cyst.
No, it's just pus. You have food poisoning, but the smell is horrific. But weirder things have happened. Stabby, friend.
Prosecuting witness. I'll have the way he turned that back to murder. Thanks, Jim.
So you went to McDonald's, you came home. I'm feeling like I'm going to break the case.
Chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
it's funny because OJ ordered like a Big Mac and fry, and he ate it within about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He just one bite.
He needed the energy.
Well, that's not normal. You don't want to kill on an empty stomach.
well, I guess not. Jeez.
Okay,
Farside, get another bio.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I guess you sent Farside an email where you're like, I'm sure they're just going to want to talk about Bart Simpson the whole time.
No, I just said no.
He was like joking, making a joke. And our genius intern Farside thought he was serious and looked up, Googled Kato Kalin, Bart Simpson. And was like, what's the connection? I don't get.
Actually, the connection was after Sims. I lived with Kevin Curran.
My dearest Cato, how long have you known my son for? Oh, sweet killing of family members. OJ, so much juice, can't drink enough.
I lived with Kevin Curran, one of the writers on The Simpsons, after the OJ thing. That's so I couldn't get away from it. Another Simpson. I did. Kevin Curran, look him up. Curran, head writer, one of the head writers.
You never fucked Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, well, someone just did.
There's still time.
No, she's in her 9th month.
You have a celebrityism that it transpires. It's more than like because anybody who's
Than
a
Eddie's.
celebrity now, yeah, fucking everyone.
No,
Far Side has more celebrity than I do.
Which one's Eddie?
Exactly.
Well, yeah. They're gonna remember Kato for
Yeah. Like people now get
Yeah,
they
off
get
the
fame.
Green Lantern.
It's ephemeral.
The Green Hornet.
Look up the Green Hornet. Fuck that up.
Green Lantern. It's Ryan Reynolds.
It's ephemeral though. People get famous and it's gone in like 2 years. Your fame is just like they're. Have you ever gotten turned away from a party? Because I can just imagine everybody be like, "Fucking Kato's here, let him in." Has there been anything where you've been turned away?
I think you're mistaking this man for Andy Dick.
Andy's right down the road. I know.
No, Andy comes
gets,
over here all the
Andy
time.
gets turned away from everything.
Oh yeah.
except for this podcast.
We had to take Andy. We had to take Andy into a bar and put like a hoodie on him and like cover his face because he's not allowed in. Not bars that he's been kicked out of. All bars.
I tell you
Yeah,
what we should do.
he can't get you a beer and hand it to you. He's not allowed to touch the beer. You know that.
We should go down to because he's got his Monday night show is everything where we did our live show. He made a connection there.
Yeah,
And
and with that asshole.
I went
The
down
owner
there.
of
I
West
saw him
End.
2 weeks ago there.
Yeah, the guy that owns the place is a dickhead. But
oh, I wouldn't worry about it.
yeah. But anyway,
I like how we've got two pictures of different Katos through history on the screen here. We have Kato in the stand, and we have Kato from the Green Hornet.
but have you ever been turned away from anything? Where they
Yeah,
were-
I guess so. But if I know I'm gonna get turned away, I don't show up. You know,
No,
I play it cautious. But no, it's gone well. I mean, when I go out, now I've had a girlfriend for so long, I don't so much
Yeah,
go to the
yeah.
parties because what's the bringing
the
these
point?
sandwiches
Yeah,
and buffet,
seriously, what your
So the
life
girl-
is over.
But girls still want to go to these parties.
No, we still go to the parties.
No, but girls are still like, but it's my, and you're like, but I've got you already. What am I
I
doing?
kind of agree with you on that because you want to go when you want to go to the party, you want to go to your buddies and meet,
Chicks.
other women.
Yeah.
So I went to the mansion for the Super Bowl and all. It was fun. And, nothing.
You were at the
can
Playboy
do-
Mansion for the
Yeah.
Super Bowl? What was that like?
Fun.
Did you?
It's okay. I'm not looking.
Do they
my girlfriend's
still-
cute. And, I don't.
I went a long time ago. They took everyone's cell phones, and it was
No.
crazy back then.
Oh,
like-
it depends on what party. If you start taking a picture, like if Tobey Maguire's there, they go, no, don't do that.
Yeah. But they,
But now it's more lenient.
yeah.
But are there people fucking?
No,
I guess the
no.
fucking is at the big parties. You can definitely go into a room, and if you want to fuck someone, you can do it.
Yeah, I've heard. We'll have Court McCowan on the show, and Court.
I know Court's done it.
Yeah, he does that show in Vegas for Playboy, and I've talked to him about it, and he said there's the parties for everyone, and then Hugh has parties for his close friends, and those are the parties you want to be at. Those
Yeah,
are the
well, I don't
ones
think anymore. To do
His
those
all his
parties.
friends
Yeah.
are just fucking so
Yeah.
old and decrepit.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
I don't think those are happening anymore. Does he have a son taking over the reins?
No,
I'm-
it's
get
not.
in
I
with-
think it's his daughter took it over. Now she's not part of it anymore.
And she's not going to party and have sluts everywhere.
I've met guys that are like, you know these guys that do the Hollywood Hills parties that are like the wannabe Hugh Hefners that have these like fucking crazy
Tons.
full
There's-
parties.
Well, there's tons of competition now. The party he rents out the house. You can rent the house and have the parties there.
yeah, and you go to these parties and there's like orgies in the pool and shit like crazy stuff.
There's definitely more sex at those parties now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sex
How
fest.
do I get to one of those parties?
Yeah, you would like it.
You'll get in easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean you're dressed for the mansion right now? You're in pajamas.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's all Hef wears.
I'm off the TV a little bit. I just need Eddie to kill someone and drive along the freeway really slowly.
I got the white truck.
Yeah, truck. Forgot the truck. You should do it in the Vespa, something like that. Like add some new dimension to it.
Yeah.
Truck's been done, dude. Do something crazy.
I
Eddie.
did like when Seinfeld took the piss out of it when they did that one where they're in the Bronco. That was
Oh yeah,
good.
yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
And they hired the
Kramer's
actor.
driving
Oh,
along
Kramer
the-
did it. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, dudes are dying. The detective Vanetta just died like 2 days ago,
Another
and
OJ.
he was the detective in the case. But now 3 of the defense have died. It's sort of bizarre.
Furman
How,
or
No, Vanetta died, but Kardashian died.
yeah,
and,
but that's the worst thing.
Cochran died, and
Cochran
Robert
died?
Shapiro's son died.
Cochran just recently died, didn't he?
Rick
Cochran
Shapiro
died about
died.
5 years ago. Yeah, Rick Shapiro, who's here.
Yeah, and fucking what's he? Kardashian, the mother of
Died,
Kim,
he died a
and
while ago. Yeah.
not the mother of Chloe.
The soul,
Well, that's the Chloe thing. They
the
say
soul of all the Kardashians
Yeah,
died.
I actually killed Chloe's father in a driving accident.
Well, you know that
I
the-
hit a moose.
the rumor. The rumor going around is that Chloe's real father is OJ. You've heard that, right?
That's hilarious.
That was in the Inquirer. They said that that
Well,
Kim-
I know that
OJ
Opie's,
had slept with Chris, according to the Inquirer.
Opie's offered
Arby's?
No, Opie and
Oh.
Anthony has offered I think $250,000 for a blood work to be done to prove that she isn't the daughter of the Kardashian, and he'll give it to charity or whatever. But
They haven't done it, right?
yeah, they won't.
I
come
still
forward.
think that she's actually Chloe. I've never seen her and China in the same room.
Oh, she does look like China.
China the wrestler.
Speaking of
is
which,
like-
China moved up the street. I
Yeah,
heard.
China's
What?
our neighbor.
She lives
more-
like over the 2-3 streets away
Oh
now.
my
We'll have
God,
her
is it-
on.
China, yeah, she's
She could press a dude over her head,
Just like we
she-
had Henry Hopper
yeah.
on, remember?
I make no claims that I'm going to get China on this show.
But
dude.
you make
I've
claims.
never even met her. I've
Dennis
only heard
Hopper's son one day, we run into him out on the street.
what's his first name?
Henry?
Henry.
Henry Hopper.
And Jason knows him. They're friends.
Oddly enough, when we hang out, he talks a lot like Rick Shapiro.
Henry Hopper.
Yeah, he
And-
just channels like that sometimes. He'll
So-
just go into these things.
So
like that.
Jason said, "Oh yeah, Henry's going to do the show." We didn't have a guest that night. We're all sitting around waiting for Henry Hopper, and no show.
So
Jason's never gotten us a guest.
what's the story on Henry Hopper though? Is he just live off the name Hopper? Or does he
Yeah.
actually work? Is he an actor?
No, he does all kinds of stuff.
Like
He-
what?
As an actor?
No,
Oh,
I mean, I guess
carpentry?
he does. I guess he does do something. He was doing something with like
Eva hair care
Franco.
products.
James Franco.
he
like,
build
last
log
year or
cabins?
something, but he's like,
Yeah.
He's a
Is he
barista.
working for Twitchy?
Did you ever?
Oh, wait a minute. Weakness. I've just seen it. What's happened?
no, that was funny. He's
Did
working
you
for
ever?
Twitch.
Did you ever barista for O.J. Simpson?
No.
Jason used to be a barista of the Stars. You probably know a lot that he knows. He used to be a celebrity barista, and he
Where
worked
at?
for everyone. Tom Cruise mostly.
Who's your biggest celebrity
I never
friend?
met him.
Because you've just mentioned a lot. You've name dropped a lot, which I like on
fucking
podcasts.
was
Not
everyone.
really
One.
doing
Queen.
Just one.
No, but who's your biggest celebrity friend?
I don't know if it's my biggest celebrity friend. He's just a great friend of mine. Is Bill Maher. He's been my buddy for over
Really?
18 years.
Did he go
18
to the
years,
Playboy
and
Mansion
Charlie
with you?
Sheen have been really good friends of mine forever.
All right.
Did,
So,
did
but
Bill go
Mark-
to the Playboy Mansion with you?
No, Bill didn't. But
He-
Bill was he texted me for the game.
And how's
He's,
Charlie going? Is Charlie off the drugs?
From last I heard, he has to be. He's got that anger management show starting up.
Hurt
Who
me.
runs FX now?
John Langraff.
Oh yeah, I sold the show to FX. It was a hysterical show before The Simple Life, and I did a show where I'm just have a suitcase, no money. I just knock on doors and say I'm TV's Kato Kalin. Can I live here? I did. It's the most brilliant. It's really a funny show, and Kevin Riley
And just
was
like the most accurate,
Kevin Riley. That's who I saw. The
most
show.
accurate
Kevin
reality
Riley.
show ever.
I'm telling you, the
I
truth.
so- I sold
moved
a
in with
show-
these three parents. It's like the Brady Bunch, and the mother said no way, and it was nothing's planned. Like all reality show, mine wasn't planned, and the daughters, the mom ended up loving me, and hot. It was hilarious. So Kevin bought the show, and I had
What
an
year was
office. This is in 2004 and 5.
Because I sold a show in 2001 to him called Balls to Kevin Riley. And it was about guys sneaking into places. Like, if you don't have the balls to do it, we do, and we would take you on it. It was me, DC Benny, and a guy, Justin Foreign. And we would take people to do
You don't
these
have the
things.
balls to take mushrooms.
And 9/11 happened, and they were like, yeah, we can put the show on the air. Because
Yeah,
we were
well,
sneaking into places. and
My show got picked.
I don't see why 9/11 would hurt that.
And Riley got the job at NBC.
we
that
were
week.
breaching security everywhere. Like, we would...
No, but it was like getting into parties. And
Yeah.
stuff.
What
No,
kind of
we
balls?
got
What?
backstage at the Grammys. We were on the field at the Yankees World Series. We were we were actually, when we were doing them and planning it, we were planning on getting on an airplane. One of our things is we were going to get on an airplane and sneak on.
Yeah, but how do you do? What kind of camera? You have the hidden camera.
We had hidden cameras for everything. Yeah,
with the glasses, the whole
yeah,
look.
we had everything. We had the pen camera. We had the glasses.
You know that guy Aaron Barshak who crashed Prince William's
Yeah.
21st birthday? Okay, there's a guy. This is just.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, his name's Aaron Barshak. I know him reasonably well.
English guy?
English
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Now the thing is, he's slightly. He looks a bit Arab about him, right? Now the guy, he called himself the comedy terrorist. Not a tremendous stand-up, but used to be very good at stunts and different things. So for a while, he was just getting on stage, dressed as Osama bin Laden, with a turban on his head, wearing like an evening gown, and he would just rant and rave and jump around. And can you get Aaron Barshak up for me? So anyway, Aaron Barshak did this thing. So he goes along, Prince William's 21st birthday at Windsor Castle, one of the most protected things. Apart from Buckingham Palace, this is their second castle. This is a big fucking deal. And this one looks like a castle, not like Buckingham Palace is like a home. There he is there. That's him dressed as, in a dress with a turban on his head.
Oh, wow, that's
Dressed
great
as a
resemblance.
Osama bin Laden. Now, so what happened was, they had the party at Windsor Castle. It was a fucking... It was like a fancy dress party, which, you know, like posh cunts. It was called something like colonials and something else. So people were dressed as like African princes and stuff like that, right? So everyone's going into the party and he's just yelling and acting like an idiot out the front, sort of busking. And then as the party goes on for a bit, he thinks to himself, oh, fuck this. I'm going to scale the wall of Windsor Castle and see how close I can get. Like, I get a good photo of me being tackled by security, right? He gets in over the wall, and then security's like, what's doing? And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And he can speak quite posh, this lad. So he talked like he was quite well-to-do, and he said, I've just got a bit drunk and I've lost my way. And the cop was like, you funny fella. Got him through 8 security fucking things. Gates, right? 8 security stops, just walks him, this guy's drunk and lost his way. Then all of a sudden, he's in Prince William's birthday and he doesn't know what the fuck to do, right? So he's like panicking. Every celebrity's fucking there. Prince William. So Harry's on the stage giving a speech and Aaron just goes, just fucking, And so he runs up, steals the microphone off Prince Harry and fucking, steals the microphone off Prince William, and Prince William thinks it's a joke that Prince Harry's playing on him, and so he's like, what's Harry done to me this time? And then he just sort of goes, I'm the comedy terrorist, fucking, fuck, like that. People realise, like, he didn't have a plan. Like, he got further than he'd ever gotten. And they tackle him and they put him in an old fucking dungeon we will have their head cell in the bottom of Windsor Castle. And the head of the Royal Security comes up, and Aaron's told me this himself. This was never in the article. The head of the security comes up and starts banging on his gates, and he's just screaming at him, goes, you're in so much trouble. You can't believe how much trouble you're in right now. And he goes, well, not as much as you, I'm guessing.
Is that an honest to God true story?
Oh, so you can read it.
Oh, he got in. Did he film it at all?
No. He just got in, but it was news.
Were photos released?
It was a massive news story. And there's a group called the Chasers that do a TV show in Australia. And the Chasers did kind of the same thing. They dressed up as Osama bin Laden and got in a limo and drove like past George Bush.
They breached George Bush's cavalcade.
Yeah, just went straight in. But Opie and Anthony did the greatest thing ever with the Voyeur bus. When I used to be on WNEW in the mornings in New York, and the afternoon show was Opie and Anthony. And one day we came to work, and they had this thing. Opie and Anthony had this bus that was a glass bus, and they found some loophole in the laws that you could be naked in the privacy of your own home. Even if people could see through your windows, I might have this wrong, but I think this is how it went. That people, if you were naked, it wasn't your fault. It was their fault for looking through your windows. So that included a motorhome. So they got a glass-filled motorhome, look this up, called the Voyeur bus. And they would get strippers and just put them in it, and they would broadcast from the bus and drive around on Fridays around New York City, and all their fans would get in like a parade and follow them. And they would have this like convoy of fans, and they would drive around New York City. So one day I get to work, and we're on the air at 6 a.m. And the All Black, or whatever his name was, Black Mac, or there was some dude who always wore black, and he was black, and he was on their show.
OJ.
He was there that morning, and I go, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he goes, "Everyone's in jail. Everyone's in jail. Holy fuck!" And so we start talking about it on the air. And we're like, yeah, Opie's in jail, Anthony's in jail, Jim Norton's in jail, Lewis Black is in jail, because they were all on the bus. And they go, no, shut up. The lawyers came down. They're like, shut up, don't talk about it. They're all in jail. We're trying to get them out of jail. What happened is they were driving the Voyeur bus around, and President Bush's motorcade came by. And they went, go. And they just made a turn, and the next thing they know, they were in the middle of the motorcade driving down the street in it. And Rudolph Giuliani had the cops just fucking arrest everyone, and they took him to jail, and they were...
they couldn't have been convicted. They would have been arrested.
No one was convicted. They didn't even give them anything. They just held them.
No, they can't press charges if they were.
Yeah.
It was like during the air?
They didn't want us to talk about it because...
Can I get a picture
they
of
were
that?
trying to get them out of jail.
But
when they got caught, though, was it, you're saying they're broadcasting, so when they got arrested in Giuliani, so they had to be off the air?
Yeah, they went off the air. I don't know what happened, but I know they took everyone to jail, and then I don't think they did a show that next day because they were still in jail, so they had to play like a repeat or something, and... But I just remember us being like, "Mum's the word. Don't say a fucking word because you might jeopardize their chances." Like, it's not funny anymore. We got to get them all out of jail. And apparently, like, the strippers were all crying.
That's hot.
What, jail strippers?
Fucking great
Crying.
story.
Are you not finding it, Farside?
Candace, so your show is basically going
Nothing.
to
Voyeur
people's
bus.
houses and asking if you could crash there?
The show was sold, yeah. So it was just
That's kind of like Jason's fucking life.
Yeah,
but I'm not like a.
Jason's not charming.
I'm not like a media icon.
So even your life is fucking bitten off someone else's idea.
Took you 20 minutes to think of that, huh?
No, I had it earlier. But keep talking.
Ding, ding, ding. Jew and the fat cunt. In one corner.
Here it is. Here it is. Here's the voyeur bus arrest.
He's an angry Jew.
Oh, that's a shot inside the bus?
Yeah, but the girls went naked, it doesn't seem.
Yes, they are. They just are not showing it on the news, Jim.
Well, some women were topless, but their bus was not stopless.
The cops stopped a bus promoting a radio show because some of the riders didn't have all of their clothes on.
Well, the next stop was jail, and Christopher Jones reports those arrested are just now getting out 24 hours
Is this
after
in Chinese?
What better chance for a big audience than New York City on a gridlock alert day during rush hour? That's what the folks in the voyeur bus may have been thinking as they motored their way up Manhattan streets from downtown to midtown. Just in case a big yellow bus with a broadcasting microwave dish on top of it is not enough of an eye grabber, why not put 5 or 6 topless women inside looking out? And just in case that isn't enough to draw a crowd, why don't you get Opie and Anthony, a popular drive-time radio show, to give you updates on just where the bus is. The bus with the babes in it.
Let's go back to Rick. He's on the teen voyeur bus. Rick, where are you?
Put it all together.
So Opie and Anthony went on the bus.
Of the United States
That's how
who
they
just
were, but
happens
they
to
were
be in town at the same time. And friends, you've got...
Oh, you're right. You're Opie and Anthony weren't. Jim Norton and Lewis Black were.
It'd been much
look,
to locate it. Initially, I didn't believe that this was. I thought it was a hoax. We soon found out it wasn't a hoax.
The mayor apparently wasn't amused when the topless bus drove by City Hall, nor were police brass when they heard several of New York's finest had decided to give the bus an unofficial escort and take Polaroids for the boys.
We found that there was, in fact, a police officer in an RMP that was, I don't know how we would say this, either leading the procession or escorting. That police officer has been suspended.
So when the bus was finally stopped at 6th Avenue and 40th Street, the
cool.
orders were crisp and clear. Ladies, put on your clothes. All of you, go to jail. 15 people were arrested.
So Eddie, you just made up the bit about George Bush.
No, the George Bush thing is true. I'm positive.
So seriously, and why everyone on this bus had to spend the night in jail for relatively minor offenses. But everyone does agree this was a very big bust. All right, tonight over.
I think it'd be much funnier if they had a bunch of retards and it was a short bus.
Jesus, Cato.
Dancing nude.
I don't like that type of talk, Cato.
He loves the idea. He's thinking about it right now.
He calls them spastics, though. Not
Oh,
spastics.
Whatever.
That. Don't be like that.
It's all right.
She's nasty, Cato.
Retards are
Bad,
cool.
Cato. Retards are cool. See, this is why we need like a proper radio show where we can have fucking sound bites of Cato saying retards are cool. We're never gonna
that wasn't Cato. That was Eddie.
I didn't say it. I never said retards are cool. Retards are cool.
Ignorance is bliss.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that,
Solitude
retard?
is
You're not cool.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
You just called me retard and said that I'm not cool.
You're the only retard
You're
that's not
contradicting
cool.
yourself.
You're
now.
ignorant is bliss.
Yeah. You're beyond retard.
Ignorance.
I love him.
No, you can't.
I know because you have a buddy of mine. You guys are identical. You're twins.
Do you have your own
look
place now?
Yeah, got my own
Do
place.
you have a space? In, like,
got a
do you-
place. Got a place.
Do you
Have
have
a
a-
with the girl.
Do you have a space where you could fit Jason?
No, because she moved in.
Oh,
She got your spot.
Once the girlfriend comes in, it's all
Yeah,
over.
it's history. Trust me,
I know
it's
that all too well.
It is history, so it's going to go to the next level, or it doesn't go to the next level when you start dating so long. So I've got
How
to
long you
figure
been
it out.
dating?
6 years.
Oh, you gotta fucking get rid of her.
Really? No, she's it. She's
So what do you
the keeper.
What do you work as now?
I work at a place called Filmon.com, and I got a tailgating show.
Right.
So it's a job. I work 5 days a week, very early, all day.
And what's the tailgating show? What do you do?
I got to do any kind of sports, but sports, like I talk about the Madonna thing, so I can kind of do sports and entertainment. I get sport guests and comics and anybody that actually knows sports.
So the Madonna thing is the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl to do the.
Were you bothered that she mimed? Doesn't bother me. Who expected to Madonna to have a good voice
How
anymore?
could she? Yeah, and
Everything's
whenever
put
you see
through-
a live show, it's
Yeah.
so difficult. It's like fine.
It
Let
was,
it.
but that the
she can't-
trampoline guy was kind of like, it was bizarre. Like it was the comedy part.
Although the guy on the
thing was that
the
supposed to
tight
be-
walker, I liked him.
I liked
I
him,
thought
but
it
it was
was
like,
great. It was
yeah,
a bit-
that part was great, but it was
Are
it
you guys
supposed to
talking
be?
about the
Is that supposed to be
halftime
a
This is
comedy
the
part?
thing. This is the thing. The rock bands can sing live, but she doesn't have any people with instruments on the stage. It's an entire backing track. She can't just sing to a backing track.
And it's also difficult to dance and do all that shit.
Totally, you
while singing.
can't. You can't. You're out of breath. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But it's much easier for her to do just to memorize the the dancing, not the song. It's sort of tough that she has to move the dance moves, but still sort of disappointing.
They've run out of big artists now.
Oh, did you see that?
For the legends for the Super Bowl? They're out.
No, there's got to be a few left.
Who? Name me who. David Bowie. I would love to see David Bowie.
No, he's not. He's not up there with like U2 or
No, it wouldn't be Bowie.
Rolling
Iron Maiden.
Stones.
I like Bowie, but no, not Iron Maiden.
No,
They're gonna do repeats. They'll go back to U2
it'll be younger versions. It'll be Bieber or country. Country's got some big
No,
ones.
they've tried doing that. They have to
But
go
you
back
gotta-
to Paul McCartney.
you forget
Before
country.
it's too late,
country
they got to go back
country's
to
the
Paul
biggest
McCartney.
music in America.
Yeah.
It'll be music or country.
Actually, McCartney's here tonight, I think, performing. Not at your place.
He's at the Grammys.
He's somewhere
Is
here.
the
This-
Grammys
he's
tonight?
No, Sunday, but he's in town. I think he's a like the House of Blues or somewhere private.
A
very small show.
The commercials suck too. And I was talking to a guy today.
Yeah.
He said what happened is the commercials they've priced everyone out of it. So the only ones that can afford it are like Coke and Pepsi and all the car companies.
I've often thought about that. So how much is a commercial spot?
3.2 million or something.
I
for
think
30 seconds.
if I got a loan from a bank for 3.2 million and go buy Jim Jeffries DVD, I think I'd break even. Like if you would be known as the guy that like who's this fucking bloke?
The only problem is they couldn't air any of your comedy on the commercial.
No, it'd just be me. Just
MIA got in trouble for giving the finger, which is the smartest thing she could ever do because she had no career. It was over. And all of a sudden she gives the finger and she's fucking on every news station.
I work real quick. I work with a billionaire, and this billionaire guy is he's Elkie David. You can look him up too, Farside.
My dad's an Elkie.
And it's Elkie. So this guy is the guy who hired someone to streak at Obama's inauguration, paid him $1 million cash. So the guy's bizarre. This guy is brilliant.
I like him.
Someone got $1 million
brilliant.
to streak?
Yeah, he paid him too. It's my buddy.
I did it for like
my buddy,
a bottle of
my
whiskey.
buddy. And the guy's phenomenal.
Well, I have a friend who owns the website sugarsugar.com, which is like a sugar daddy website.
Yeah.
And he used to own E-Bombs World, and we're gonna have him on as a guest. He's fucking crazy dude. He's Brian McCarthy's best friend. Whenever something happens in the news, he puts an offer out to whoever it is in the news. Like he offered Casey Anthony $1 million to pose naked or something. Like he'll offer them $1 million to like come on his website and just pose naked. They're not going to take the offer, but he gets on every single fucking news station because of it. They're like, "Oh, man offers Casey Anthony $1 million."
Hey.
This is going well. We want to keep Cato here. It's a guest house. He likes to stay there. Now Cato is part of the Rape Cottage, so we want to continue this to next episode. So we're gonna make this a to be continued. So stick around. Go to JimandEddieTalkShit.com. That's JimandEddieTalkShit.com. Guys, start leaving us comments and stuff. We feel like you're not fans of the show anymore. So start writing, commenting. We'll read your emails. Just keep it up and donate. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for everything. Now go fuck yourself.
Talk shit, Jim.